I want to talk about combinations of complex word formation process. Or to say it briefly, we can call it the complex word formation process. In order to understand how the complex word formation process is working, I think it's necessary to give its definition beforehand. By the way, there are many definitions on the internet about the complex word formation process. But personally, I feel like they are either too complicated to be understood or just too confusing. So in my opinion, I think the complex word formation process is basically by combining two or more different ways of word formation process to form a new word. So what do I mean by that? There are 13 derivational ways of word formation process and 5 inflectional ways of word formation process. So the complex word formation process is basically combining two or more of those ways of word formation process together to form a new word. So let's look at some examples. Let's look at Tagalog language of Philippines. So from this slide, I just want to give you a general idea that each newly formed word has either one or more ways of word formation process compared with the stem word Pasalamat, right? So let's look at them into details. Firstly, we have the stem word Pasalamat. So from its first word formation, we can see it is adding the prefix epoch to form the word epoch Pasalamat. Right, this is basically the simple word formation process of a fixation way of word formation. So let's look at the second word, Ipinag Pasalamat. So from this word we can see it is added the infixation in with the prefixation epoch, right, from the word Ipinag Pasalamat. So this word contains two ways of word formation process. One's prefixation, another one's infixation. So it is complex word formation. Let's look at the next word, epoch Pasalamat. So this word has reduplication way of word formation process and prefixation way of word formation process. So it combines two ways of word formation process to form the word epoch Pasalamat. So it is also a complex word formation process. Let's look at the last word, Ipinag Pasalamat. Let's compare this word with the stem word Pasalamat. So it has the reduplication way of word formation process, it has the inflectation way of word formation process, and it has the prefixation way of word formation process. So it contains 3 ways of word formation process. So it is a complex word formation process. Let's look at another word, Deinstitutionalization. Right, the stem word is institute. So we can see that the first word formation, institution, is by adding the suffix ion to form the word institution. So it has the suffixation way of word formation process. Second word, institutional. It adds the second suffixation, al, to form this word, institutional. So it has the second affixation way of word formation process. Third word is continuing adding the third suffix to form the word institutionalize. So it has the third affixation way of forming a word. The first one is by adding the prefix de, in front of institutionalize, deinstitutionalize. So it is a affixation word formation. The last one, deinstitutionalization, is by adding the suffixation ation to form the word deinstitutionalization. So in total, this word has 5 affixation ways of forming this word, right? So last but not least, I want to pick another word, denationalize. So in this word denationalize, its stem word is nation. So we can see denationalize has 2 suffixes ways of forming a word and 1 prefix way of forming a word, right? So from the word denationalize, it is adding 2 suffixes ways of forming a word and 1 prefix way of forming a word, right? So in total, it has 3 ways of forming a word, or it combines 3 ways of forming a word. So the word denationalize is a complex way of forming a word. I hope it clarifies something here, and that's it.